Do you want to do a PhD, but you have no idea what you want to do it on, and so you're letting that hold you back from applying? Hear me out. Apply anyway.
Huh?
Now, I can only speak to my own experience, and that is I'm doing a cancer biology PhD. I think this goes for all science PhDs, though I am unsure about other disciplines. With science PhDs, and more specifically, for example, with a biology PhD, I think there's this misconception that you have to know the exact molecular biological pathway that you want to work on before you even apply for the PhD. But that's simply not true, because you likely don't know enough about that field of research before you've even had a go at doing it to determine whether you'll actually enjoy doing that kind of research for the next 3 to 4 years of your life. You probably will have never even heard of the proposed PhD title prior to seeing it on an advertised PhD post. Yes, you can then read around the literature to try and figure out if that field actually excites you and if it interests you, but let's be real here. Woman to camera. Have you really read enough research to easily understand the science behind the PhD project you're thinking of applying for in the short time that you have before you apply? And have you actually understood it enough to know whether you'll like the research or not? Debatable, but I'm thinking probably not. Unless, of course, you spent a lot of time in research, far beyond just doing a bachelor's or a master's degree. So then you want to apply for a PhD and you probably don't know enough about the specific projects on offer to decide exactly what you want to do. So how then do you decide? That's very easy, and listen to me very carefully now, because I'm about to tell you 3 things that probably no one else will. Firstly, at the very beginning of your PhD, you don't have to be interested in the particular biological pathway or niche that you're going to be researching for the next 3 to 4 years of your life. And that goes for when you apply for the project as well. All you have to do is have a fundamental curiosity and have this desire to want to learn and discover something new. If you want to make a contribution to scientific advances, no matter how small, if you enjoy the challenge of discovery, learning to think independently, solving problems, then you'll enjoy your PhD regardless of what it's actually on. And in fact, I'm going to say that having a core interest in the process of research and discovery is probably more important than knowing exactly what niche topic you want to do research on. Though, having said that, it does help a little bit if you happen to have an interest in something, even if it's broad. For example, I knew when I applied for a PhD that I wanted to do some sort of cancer research. I now work in an entire building dedicated to studying various different types of cancers and different aspects of the disease, etc. When I applied for the PhD or the MB PhD, I didn't care about what type of cancer I worked on. I just wanted to do something within this broader category of cancer research. Though I maintain that you probably won't know what specific project you want to work on, if you're thinking about doing a PhD, you probably will have a broad interest. For example, cancer research or neuroscience. And having a broad interest like that can help you narrow down your choices a little bit. And lastly, this is really important. Your choice of PhD project will likely be limited by the funding available. The fact is that someone has to pay for your stipend to cover your living costs so you can house and feed yourself, as well as your lab consumables, so you can actually do experiments. Not to mention, the competition for PhD projects is also really rather high. So if you apply to several projects, you may not necessarily get your top choice, you might get your second or your third. So that's something to bear in mind as well. But as stated in point 1 before, if you enjoy the research process itself, you will really enjoy your PhD regardless of what you end up doing it on. I hope. This is just to say that you shouldn't let the fear of not knowing what it is that you want to research hold you back from applying in the first place. Honestly, if you have a broad interest in some sort of field and you really want to do some research, and you want to do a PhD, just apply. Okay, anyway, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it and actually found it useful, please do give it a big thumbs up down below. It just helps me know if this kind of stuff is worth my time. If you want to hear more PhD and academic rambles, please do check out my playlist right here. If you want to know more about who I am and what I'm doing and the MB PhD program at UCL, check out my introductory video up there. Oh, and if you're new here, by the way, please do hit that subscribe button. We are currently at 21 subscribers and hopefully growing. Let's see if we can build a community, hey? Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.